And we're back with part two of our point guard list. We did our 25 to 15 on the first
Yep.
episode, and then we took a nice break. So we're actually going to kick off before we even get to the list. We're obviously going to ask you guys to subscribe. That would be fantastic. But aside from that, we're going to talk about a couple guys who we didn't speak about yesterday on our list, who a lot of people might have thought think maybe should have made our top 25, but they didn't. In one particular one, when Big I got over 20 points per game last year, and Spencer Dinwiddie.
And it really surprised me with Dinwiddie. Really surprised me that we had him that low because he did very little wrong. He's brought Brooklyn to the playoffs 2 years in a row now. He's overall a very good player. He's lengthy. He's really good at defending. I guess the consensus is that with the Kyrie Irving healthy, with Kevin Durant healthy, he's not going to get minutes. That's the only consensus. But the guy got 26, 7 and 3. 27 and 3. Like he was an elite player last year. He was much better than a lot of the players on top of him, to be honest. I don't see him doing anything wrong out there. He's not the best shooter in the world, but that's what hurts him. That on this team, there's going to be a lot of open shots for people that shoot threes because of Durant's and Irving's capabilities inside the paint and on drives. But yeah, the overall consensus is that Dinwiddie's just not going to get the playing time to be able to put in these minutes
Yeah,
and get the production.
Yeah, and I was in the same boat. I did have him, I believe, just in my 25th position, just because, I mean, his year last year was so good, it's hard not to have him in the top 25. But at the same time, when again, like we don't know how much production this guy's even going to have this year on Brooklyn. We don't even know where he's going to play. We don't know anything along those lines, really. But yeah, there's still a guy who was seventh last year in point guards for points. Anytime a guy's seventh in points in his position and he misses a top 25, it just you feel like the people making the top 25 have to be doing it wrong. But obviously, we're the ones who made it, so we can't critique ourselves. But it's just in the regard of, like we said, who's like how much is he even going to play? We know he's a very good player, and I'm sure in future years to come, he's going to make our list. Like you said, he had 7 assists last year, and he also had the fifth best turnover ratio for starters. So it's not a guy who, even at this young age, is struggling at any of the NBA aspects. I believe he was also fourth in free throw attempts. He obviously has to be a bit more efficient with the shots, but in terms of still being able to find a way to put the ball in the net, being a great passer, not turning the ball over, he's really what you wanted a point guard, and still doesn't make our list.
Yeah, it's quite incredible, to be honest. Especially when you consider back last year, he played alongside Kyrie in a number of games, and in those games, he was actually averaging close to 20 points per game. On top of Karis LeVert, on top of Joe Harris, on top of Jarrett Allen, DeAndre Jordan. And then this is in the meantime, sure, Kyrie Irving's a much better player, and that's why he's going to get the playing time and the usage. Kyrie was putting up about 25 at that point, if not higher. So he's clearly a better player than Dinwiddie, but damn, Dinwiddie's a really great player. If he can prove to coexist, maybe they trade away the other guys and bring in somebody, but I don't know if they should get rid of Dinwiddie just because he has so much skill. That being said, if another team gets him, he can even go up. Like he was putting up these stats alongside Kyrie. I know Kyrie didn't play that much last year because he was hurt, but he put up very good stats alongside Kyrie. Playing on his own, he'll continue to put up the 21 points per game, and he'll be a leader of a team. I can name a hell of a lot of teams in this league that he would be the starter on right now. It's
Oh,
just Brooklyn's not one of them.
definitely, and we even say that. And I mean, Kyrie's a guy who's pretty injury prone, and that's something that again, I guess we just have so much faith in the skill of Kyrie, and we know he's going to get a lot of playing time. But in reality, if he plays anywhere between 40 and 50 games, and then when he starts 20 and he still plays 25 off the bench, like you said, he could easily go 20 and 7 again. And this year he has Kevin Durant to pass the ball to, so
Exactly.
that's something that's going to benefit him. We all know immensely too. So yeah, even with Kyrie there, he could still have a good of his year, and we just maybe overlooked him. And this might be a guy that both of us just completely just flew over for whatever reason.
Completely agree. If they somehow actually think about playing Durant at center and they're able to fit a small ball lineup, With Dinwiddie, Levert, Joe Harris, and Kyrie, that defensively would be very weak, especially in the paint. But offensively, that would be the best lineup in the league.
Oh, absolutely. And we, in our season preview, would definitely talk about Brooklyn, where they could be at the top of the conference or they could be near a bottom of a playoff spot, but they just have so much talent offensively, like you said.
But with that being said, point guard's a very, very deep position. As you guys have watched our rankings so far, Dinwiddie does not make the cut. Moving on